Hi. So, in honor of Mackenzie Weegar, in honor of Thomas Nosek, I figured let's bring this one out. Hello, people. As you can tell, I'm bright and sunshiny today. What a beautiful, beautiful day. All right, so let's see what these fine people have to say to me this morning. Bucks Rays, how you doing, bud? Guitar Crow. Balancing between that was Oilers' hardest punch, that was most energy you can put out, and took it to nearly 2 overtimes, beat us by a goal, or B, the Panthers are struggling to close out games. We'll get into that. Colin, how you doing? Simon, Coot. Yeah, they did not look like they had the right energy. They came out in the overtime for 7-8 minutes, and I think they would have come out in the second overtime with a little bit of energy as well. We have seen them all year long try to, whenever possible, conserve energy from that crazy pace that they have to keep up. And that's not how we're going to win this series. The way to win this series is to keep up the energy as much as you possibly can, understand that that's going to lead to some breakaways, and trust Bob to make the majority of those stops when we need him to make the stops, and understand that we're a little bit better on offense and we're a little bit worse on defense. And we're not likely to hold 1-goal leads an entire third period against this Edmonton team this year. So you go into the third period with a 3-2 lead, you need to come out with a 4-3 victory. We sat back, just like Bennett said. Maurice said they played a little bit too safe, and we got what we deserved because of it. Michael, yeah, if only Samuel was more physical. IDK, who muted you? Who muted you? Hey, Simon, yeah, I'm going fishing this afternoon for the members. Need to get out. I need to get out of the house. IDK. Yeah, exactly, Michael. Pray to Saint Fluffy. I was talking to him last night, man, and your YouTube was nutting out? Damn. Hey, communist. Kenneth. Kids fun. Yeah, they'll be fine, Craig, right? Thank you, Simon. Appreciate that. Rosati, yeah, we have to win Friday night. Alechka says Oilers fans are cocky and convinced the series is over. I mean, Panthers have been down. Let's see. The Panthers were down 3-1 to Boston. And then we were down 2-1 after 2 brutal overtime losses in a row against the Rangers. And we were down 2-0 to the Leafs and 3-1 in the game in Game 3. So I have no doubt this team can beat Edmonton when we play our game. The question is going to be, can we? And the question has always been the entire year, will this team have enough energy to finish the job? They're not going to get away with half-assing it and trying to sit on a 1-goal lead. Not against Edmonton. It ain't going to happen. Rosario stayed up to 3. Colin says the one good thing about last night is people can't say Panthers are undefeated after leading after 2. Yeah, I get sick of hearing that, to be honest. Coot says what I would take away is that the team can definitely play better than that. They scored 2 fluky goals that aren't repeatable with our own guys screening Bob, and we're outplayed 65% of the game. Roger, we definitely need to win Friday night. Yep. Hey, Bucks Rays. Yeah, Skinner was definitely locked in. I don't think they're struggling, but we were playing too safe. I mean, even Marie, let's put it this way. In his post game, even Maurice said we might have played a little bit too safe. So if we played too safe for Paul Maurice, right, we're not going to win these games 3-2. Oh, let's put it this way. We might win a game 3-2, but that's because it was 2-1 to start the third. We're not going to be able to repeat game 7 over and over and over again. We are going to have to score goals. Colby says, don't expect to win the game when you get outshot 24-8 in the third and overtime. Yes. Florida Panthers, then I get you, man. I get you. I mean, when I said I didn't feel like it was a blown lead, I know how that sounds. But what I mean by that is we were dominating and then they were dominating. And so when we were dominating, it was 3-1, and then they started to dominate and got it back to even. I think overall it was somewhat of an even game, but I just felt like in the third period we just didn't show enough aggression. Now, what I will say also is this. We've had that long layoff, okay? And as much as it doesn't make logical sense, we've all seen this team come back from a layoff and in the first game not really have as much energy as we thought they would have. And then game 2, game 3, they really start to get rolling. And I'm not just talking about the playoffs. I'm talking about even during the season. So some of what we saw last night, in my opinion, was just them having not played in a week. And I'm aware of how that sounds. But we've got to make smarter decisions with the puck. There were a few times when we iced it. We didn't really need to ice it. We could have made a play to get it out. The defensive zone face-offs, I don't know what the numbers were, but my God, I don't know what's happened to us in the face-off circle. You can't win these games when you're just giving the other team possession, and you're just expending all your energy just trying to clear the puck. Kids Fun says this is going 7 games. Coot says broadcast was also very annoying to listen to. McDavid makes a back check he should make as the fastest player, and the commentators made it sound like he closed a 40-foot gap and made a miraculous play. And because Reinhart stopped skating. Like Reinhart completely had a brain fart. He carries the puck into the zone. I know the exact play you're talking about. And he's trying to tap dance with the puck, just standing there like nobody's going to come up from behind him and take the puck. Reinhart has been not good. And he's probably wiped out. I'm going to assume he's just not been himself at all. Mike, yeah, no, it's not the Rangers, that's for sure. 8305. Your opinion on the game is that you're not going to get that chance again being in overtime on the road. We had our chances. We certainly did. Communist says, so the silver lining is we lost by a clear mistake of one player. Yeah, you still can't get outshot that much. Alechka, Forsling, I know. He's not the same. I don't know if he's tired, hurt. But, I mean, we played well enough. In my opinion, the defense played well enough to win. Hey, thank you, Colby. Thank you, bud. Thank you, Colby. He says, make you feel better. Last time a road team won game 1 of the finals was 2015 in Chicago. Wow. Yeah, and that's kind of what I said yesterday was if you would have told me Edmonton won if you would have told me Edmonton was going to win game 1 5-2, I would have said, you know what? It's game one. They're at home. That probably sounds right. The way we lost is concerning. So they're going to have to prove to me that wasn't lack of energy. They're going to have to go out there and play with more energy if they're going to win this series. Edmonton is us from last year. Very frustrating. Occam says, it felt like they played not to lose in the third. I noticed they do that in these types of games. Yeah. Pop with a 9-1-3 and loss, right. Communist, I hear you. All right, Colby, thanks for reminding me. I will definitely try to get to it. Amanda says, someone in the chat jinxed it. Oh, boy, the chat's going so fast I can't keep up. I'm going to have to show it over here. He says, someone in the chat jinxed it. Said we were undefeated after any period in the playoffs under Paul Maurice after leading. Yeah. I tried deleting it, and Kyle read it out loud. Oh, jeez. All right, well, it's Kyle's fault. That's all we need to know then. It's Kyle's fault. .305 says, friendly reminder, OKC won game one of the 2012 finals, and the Heat went on to win the next four. When else did that happen? Didn't Boston beat us last year in game one? Do I remember that correctly? Colin says, I'll continue to say this, but the forwards are going to be the reason to win this series. Yes. Yes. Case, I don't disagree with you about the Arvidsson goal. That can't go in. In that moment, it can't go in. That was disappointing. Rosado says, I really noticed in the first period we held back our positioning, blocked the shooting lanes, and we were patient. First period, even though we got outshot, it's just game two is going to tell us a lot. Game two is going to tell us if this really is an energy problem or if it was just a one-game type of problem. Hey, thank you, Amanda. Thank you. Thank you, Amanda. She says, we'll be all right. Our moments really outshine theirs for the most part. Skinner didn't do much. I hope he can save 8 shots in 2 periods and a half. We're not hitting the net. We had a lot of action around the net that we just didn't get to. Craig says, don't make adjustments game 2, right? Yeah, even Barkov couldn't get a face-off. Thank you again, Amanda. Occam says we missed the net by a ton. That's why our shot count was lower. Yeah, I mean, remember Barkov came in, missed the net, and the puck came back around, and I forget who else it was. They missed it the other way. Yeah, Bennett was absolutely on fire last night. So with Gadjevich possibly hurt, remember he came out of the game, came back in, and with Greer out, what's it going to take to see Samoskevich on the ice? The fourth line was not spectacular last night. The third was, but I kind of felt like the fourth line got, I don't want to say dominated, but they were in the zone a lot, defensive zone. Occams, they said Greer is definitely out for game 1 and game 2. Case says Bob was really damn good. Missed coverages on Draisaitl twice, and Verhaeghe didn't cover Ekholm. 4 players were chasing McDavid. Yep. Yeah, I mean, that power play goal at the end, Barkov goes for it, goes towards the puck carrier, and there's 2 Panthers ahead of and to the left of Draisaitl, and he's just standing all by himself. Brutal. As soon as you saw the pass come through, you know that puck was going in the back of the net. Case, in terms of Chucky last night, I think he had been playing himself into shape during the playoffs. He had been skating better and better. But you're right. Last night, he looked horrible. He looked almost as bad as he did when we started these playoffs. So I'm just wondering if he got back out of shape, like if he didn't skate, if he really rested too much. I don't know. Hopefully he gets his ish together. Colby says, if you want to look for a humble, non-biased Oilers coverage, Nick from Locked On Oilers is the guy to turn into. YouTube has never shown me his stuff. Jamal says, worst night of my week, but it's an overtime lucky win for the Oil Stains. Hey, Vanish. Yep, most of the game, dump and no chase. Florida could not hold the puck without dumping. Exactly. Well, you said it perfectly. Dump and no chase. We just dump it in and just wait for them to go get the puck and just sit back and play defense. And look, if they don't have the energy to do it, they don't have the energy to do it. We're going to find out game 2. When we played our game, especially in the second period, we dominated. So, like I always say, game 1 doesn't mean anything until after game 2. Colin says start a protest in Edmonton to get Salmon in the lineup. I agree. And Corey, I agree there that a healthy Greer would help. No doubt. So, to me, how I would solve this situation, in my opinion, y'all call me crazy, that's fine. I would go back to what was working. Bennett, Tkachuk, Samoskevich, because Tkachuk can't skate. And Bennett needs somebody else on his line. Now, Verhaeghe is playing well, but if we're dinged up on the fourth line, put Verhaeghe back up there with Barkov and Reinhart, because Reinhart can't skate because he's tired, and put Rodriguez on the fourth line and go with that for a game. Because the fourth line kind of didn't look all that great. Boquist had a couple of moments. Gadjevich got hurt. Don't know what's wrong with him. Nosek wasn't terrible. He was fine until he did what he did. But if we have energy problems, put the freaking rookie in. That's the fastest kid on the team, Paul. Colby, what's the furthest I see this series going? If Florida's going to win, they better do it in 6. If Florida's going to win, they need to take a look at that second period they had yesterday and repeat that for the next 4 straight games and try to get 3 wins out of it. Craig just almost was as if it was all scripted, right? Occam, yeah, Colm, pain in the ass. Yeah, Craig, we were talking about that too. Lots of guys falling on the crummy ice. Was it hot there in Edmonton? Are they having some kind of heat wave? There was multiple guys were falling. Green says they hit Tkachuk hard a few times last night, and at one point he went straight to the bench after one of those hits. He's not healthy at all. No, he's definitely not. We have ways that we can, adjust the lineup, I think, to make things a little bit more palatable. I mean, poor Marchand was double shifting. I can't imagine how much energy he has this morning. He was double shifting in place of Gadjevich while he was out. I just hope they don't go back to Sturm instead of Samoskevich. Case says, tomorrow will tell us a lot. I would consider it a must-win just because the Oilers are not the Leafs, and they're not going to relinquish that lead. Jamal, it didn't add up last night. The refs chose key times to give the penalties. The 3 and 4. Yeah, that there was that group of penalties that happened. I mean, the dude definitely tripped Reinhardt. I forget which one it was. Oh, Ekblad. We had just evened out the penalty. Was going to be 4-on-4. And Ekblad just he tried to tackle Draisaitl before he could get out of his own zone. And he was laughing about it. And it's like, what are you doing, you dumbass? We had the puck behind the net, I think. It was like unnecessary. I got something wrong in my eye here. Apologize. Theo5 says Edmonton winning last night was just the cherry on top. I've heard literally zero coverage for the Panthers. No, that'll change once they start winning. Occam says Panthers need to beat the crap out of Kane and Bouchard. I swear to God, if I hear Bouchard saves the puck at the line one more time all night long. Colby, yeah, they've not been playing well at home. Great White. Simon says, hey, Jaws, when we finished off the team last week, do you think it was too much layover and it was just the luck? So, like I said earlier, we have definitely seen them play not so great after a long layover and then look like they're gaining energy in the rest of the series. One point here. Winning the first game of a series is always the easiest. Edmonton now, I know it sounds a little, but now they have a lead in the Stanley Cup final. So that changes the mindset a lot. Now you're going to see the Panthers, obviously their best effort. Can't go down 0-2 to this team the same way you couldn't go down 0-3 to the Leafs. So it'll be interesting to see if Edmonton changes their energy level and their tactic a little bit, having a lead in the series now. Hey, Trey says, I'm worried about them losing their legs. Dropping a game in Edmonton is what it is, even blowing the lead, not at the end of the world. But if their legs are gone, it's over. And that's what we need to find out. Are their legs gone, or was that just the layover? We'll find out. We'll find out Friday, no doubt. Edmonton is going to come out fired up too, man. Case, I know Verhaeghe's not hitting the net. I know. Craig says if Gear and Gadgevich are out, Kane and Perry will feast. Call up Puljujarvi. I'm kidding. I don't know. They're going to have to make some kind of adjustments. Rosado, I agree. I agree there about Samo. Jamal, yeah, 1 goal in the third would have cemented it, right? Yeah, I hear you, Trey. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to count them out. They're gonna have one last gasp. Even if they are running out of legs. They're gonna have one last gasp. How many games will that buy us? That's always been the question all year, right? Is will they have the gas to finish off? Yeah, and the Oilers were a lot more physical, true. Craig, yeah, but Puljujarvi's they're in their own finals, right? Checkers are in the finals as well. Corey says, maybe go crazy second line, Chucky Bennett, Marchand, third line, Rodriguez, Lundell, Luosterainen. Whenever Rodriguez has been on that third line, it's not been I think it makes more sense. I mean, like Luosterainen had a shot yesterday, didn't bury the puck. We had our chances. I think it just makes more sense to play the Lundell line more because that's still one of our best lines. But Maurice, we'll have to see how he wants to fit things in. I mean, like Sam Miskevich has got fresh legs. Trey. Jamal says Cats in 5, maybe 6. Wouldn't that be something? So Katarko says, although how does the narrative change if Florida won in overtime last night? Let's put it this way. If Florida won in overtime last night, I would just already consider the series tied with Edmonton getting game 2. That's what I would consider. That's what I would have said. If Panthers win that game in overtime last night, I would have said there's no way Edmonton's going to go down 2-0 again. Michael says Samuel deserves it. I think the rest of his line will try and keep up, which will cause chances. Right. I mean, let's put it this way. Samuel may not be the strongest guy on the block, but Tkachuk is getting bullied, and Tkachuk is useless physically right now. Like, Samuel's not going to get bullied any more than Tkachuk right now. At least that would give Bennett somebody with that can skate. I know Verhaeghe's out there, but you're not going to put Sam Miskevich on the top line, and that top line needs a little bit of fresh blood because Reinhart is just checked out. 305 says it's going to be another series where we can better hope the Oilers can be worn out. Yeah. Case says Ekblad loses control of his emotions way too often. I don't know what that was. I mean, he just grabbed Draisaitl by the head. One wild and crazy guy says, perfectly serious when I say this, I actually do think Edmonton has slightly better stamina than the Panthers in general. I wonder if the weather and the Florida good life has anything to do with it. I don't know if I can agree with that. I think that with Edmonton being top heavy the way they are, I think maybe they just, especially with McDavid being so fast, I think it makes it look that way. For Florida, it's mindset. It's mindset. They've been doing it all year. I understand it. They've been trying to conserve energy where they can. But we're Stanley Cup Finals. You got a 3-1 lead. You got to double down on that to get your game. Oh, no overtime tomorrow, Bucks. Please. Oh, my God. We're losing guys to the Olympics next year, too, Occams. Yeah. Kay says we could have used someone other than Schmidt at the blue line that could have moved the puck last night. Jones was definitely not very offensive. Well, yeah, I think he had one shot where he came in. I think they'll adjust and get game 2. I feel like they'll adjust. Look, we're making all these complaints, but it's still, we were this close to double overtime. I was just trying to get us to double overtime and figured, hey, start back up like we were with energy at the start of the period, start overtime period. Just put the damn puck in the net. Prediction tomorrow. I don't want to do that just yet, Bucks Race. The last time I did it, it was wrong. Lakers says we didn't get Well, we had some shots early in the period, and then we just stopped skating. Trey says 3 straight cup runs and the most Four Nations players. It sounds like an excuse, but those are the facts. And next year we'll have the most Olympians. Not if they're all on LTIR. That's And Paul's correct there. This team doesn't want anything easy. It's almost like they need adversity to be better. And we've been saying that for 3 years, right? That is, and that's what I'm talking about now. The mindset's going to have changed a little bit. Edmonton with the lead, the first time they've had a lead in the Stanley Cup final, this iteration of the team, obviously. So you gotta win Friday. That's it. All you needed was a split out of Edmonton anyway. If you lose Friday, then you start getting concerned. Simon, I think True's winning that bracket. Harvard says, I love our fans, and after every loss, it's as if the world collapses. A little bit. Case, I know about Bennett admitting they sat back too much in the third period. What he said was, for some reason, he says we've been pretty good about closing games out and staying aggressive, whatever word he used. He said, but for some reason, we didn't do that. Well, how do you get to the Stanley Cup final and for some reason forget what's working for you? I didn't like that answer at all. Oh, well, Simon, it's Donna doesn't live with me, so Leia's only here on the weekends, and then she goes back with Donna during the week because she has to work because I don't make enough money to move her in. So, yeah. Kenneth says if Florida loses this series, Jaws is picking Canes to win the cup again next year. Yeah, right? Ugh. Colin wants to know if we can switch Ekblad with Gus or Mikkel on the power play. I know Maurice has said before he doesn't want to wear Forsling out on the power play. I wish Forsling would take more shots. I mean, the power play has been decent, and we did get a power play goal, right? We didn't get that many opportunities. I think Maurice is sticking with that. I'm not even complaining, but for whatever reason he wants those 2 defensemen out there, I don't think he's going to change it. Green says, I'm not devastated, but I do low-key fear they are gassed after 3 runs for nations. Next year we'll be busy. Well, what I'll say is this. We all thought they were done. I thought they were done. I was pointing to the championship flag saying they can't take that away from us when we were losing 2-0 to the Leafs and 3-1 in the game 3. Now, I know Toronto's not the Leafs, but the Panthers still had to come back and expend that energy. Is that going to be what makes us run out of gas? Maybe. Guys are starting to fall. Greer's out. Gadjevich got hurt. Chucky's not right. Reinhardt's on a milk carton. If only there was like a young guy that we had that could put the puck in the back of the net that caused chaos for the other team when he had the puck. If we had one of those guys, that might give us a spark. Buck says Panthers teams feel like Tampa a couple years ago. Yeah. Michael, I know we had our chances in overtime, man. Harvard says it takes Jones a couple of games to get situated. He did the same thing against Toronto. He feels the pressure. Occam's Razor says 60 minutes of perfect Panther hockey every other day is what it'll take to win this series if they can. About right. I mean, that's what it's going to take. Trey says we really might lose a cup all because of that Kings challenge. Yeah, Craig, I'm going to skip the score prediction right now. That's a good point, Coop. Can't give up a goal in the first 5 minutes, right? Can't give up a goal a minute and a half into the game. Harvard says, I think we win game 2 and 3, lose 4 and 5, and win 6 and 7. 2-1, 3-2. Oh, boy. It actually doesn't sound all that improbable. That sounds pretty good. So basically, they're going to kill us. That's what you're saying, Harvard? They're going to kill me? That's what I read. Hey, hot dog. Hi, Dana. It'd easily be a Brenda Moore sweep. Hot dog says, why is Nosek on his team? Oh, man. He's what we could afford for starters. He's been good. He's been good. It's just Greer out for that fourth line changes things a lot, for sure. No disagreement, John says. Sam deserves to be in the lineup. He was consistent the whole year. You mean to tell me he can't contribute on our fourth line when he contributed on our second line for the year? No disagreement, man. None whatsoever. At least if he loses his man, he could catch him. Be interesting to see when Maurice does something. Vincent, he says he's late. Did I find an explanation? Yes, we found an explanation. Yeah. The ice was purposefully made bad, and for some reason it only affected the Panthers in the third period. Vincent, what we're hoping that the explanation is not what it appeared to be last night, which was running out of gas. We're hoping that the explanation was they just brain farted and thought they could sit on a lead, and they're going to fix that on Friday. Great White. Unfortunately, Leia stays in Donna's bedroom. She stays at Donna's. Donna goes to work she leaves the house at 7:30 and gets home about 5. And Leia's there because Donna can't be here and I can't, she's an hour away. So Donna would have to leave her here the whole week, but then Donna wouldn't have her dog because she lives an hour away. So it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Michael says, Samuel is our Matt and eyes. I said it at the beginning of the playoffs. Put the kid in. Great hands, incredible speed. I take that over slow play, but good physicality. It would be a nice addition to what we already have, right? Simon, yeah, next year maybe I'd pick Montreal. Yeah. Vincent, I wore the Uyghur. For those of you who don't understand, I wore the Uyghur jersey in honor of Thomas Nosek. Because while I know it's not Nosek's fault, if there was anybody that was going to make a late game mistake to cost us a playoff game, it would be Mackenzie Weegar. No, I haven't thought about that one, Walden, crazy guy. Now the Oilers fans are only saying we only won last year because Draisaitl was hurt. I mean, they won one game with 30 seconds left in overtime. Hey, we'll see. The internet is still sketchy, Simon. Sometimes it's fine for hours at a time, and then sometimes it's not so fine. Craig says Nosek will make up for it. I was really begging. I really thought that Boquist was going to do the thing last night. You get inserted into the lineup. We needed a big goal. He's on the ice in overtime. I'm like, now, Boquist. Now is the time to do it. Nothing. Hot dog. Well, the main thing about Samoskevich, for those who feel he shouldn't be playing, is they get worried about him getting bullied because he's not all that strong yet and worried about his defensive responsibilities, which I understand. I get that. But we're going to need a spark somewhere. Vincent says 24-8 outshot in the third and overtime. It's not on Nosek. No, definitely not. I just do feel like if that penalty doesn't happen, I feel like we get to the second overtime, and maybe with that 5-minute burst of energy at the beginning of the second overtime, maybe we could put the puck in the back of the net. But that's maybe. I mean, I don't know why people think, I mean, he's not that small. I mean, what's his name? The kid that was on Montreal. I mean, he's like, Samo outweighs him by like 20 pounds or something. You know, I mean, I don't know why everybody. Hold on a second. I'm going to find a comp. Okay, bear with me. So Samoskevich is 5'11", 180. Okay, he's 5'11", 180. All right. Let's see. Carter Verhaeghe is 6'2", 183. So he's a lot skinnier. Okay. What's Rodriguez? He's thick, right? 5'11", 182. Samoskevich is the same damn weight as Rodriguez. Same weight as Rodriguez. Well, I know Lustarin and Lundell are bigger. What's Boquist? Is he a big guy? Boquist is 6'1", 190, so a little bit bigger. Right? I don't know. I just don't feel like his size I just don't feel like it's been that much of an issue. I just don't see it. I mean, has he been perfect? No. But Hudson, the kid in Montreal. So what if he gets, knocked around? If he keeps getting up. Hold on a second. Jake, I want to see what I was saying because I came back to the chat. Jake, yes, it is. I didn't see what you were saying. You said, Jake, I chose to take my anger out on Nosek until game 2. Then I will move on. Yeah, that's why I'm wearing the Uyghur jersey. I mean, I know it wasn't Nosek. I get it, right? Delay a game, shit happens. But I agree with Jake. It's like if you just take your anger out if you just blame it on Nosek, then we can la to the part where we got outshot wildly in the third period in overtime. I think that's a mentally, it's better for our mental health. Hey, thank you, Amanda. Thank you. Thank you, Amanda. She says the NHL is like Jaws. The later the series goes, more money is generated. 6 to 7 games sounds about right. These two teams are making Jaws, Panthers win, and the NHL happy. No doubt. Look, Like I said, if we would have won last night, I would have already counted game 2 as a loss. There's no way Edmonton was going to allow us to win both in Edmonton after what happened last year. So my goal was to get a split at home on the road. It sucks that we had a lead. Well, we had a lead. We played our game and we had a lead. So just do that and then don't stop playing your game. We're not going to sit. We don't have the same situation as last year, Game 7, where we're going to hold a 2-1 lead for a period and a half. Our defense just hasn't been that good this year. We've got to get that extra goal, and we've been doing it. Michael says, I didn't see that Canes rookie get bullied by the Panthers, and we're the most physical team. Yeah. Jake, if anyone. Great White says, if the Panthers lose, my punishment is I can't shave until next season starts. No. No, that ain't happening. Remember when we lost against Vegas, I shaved on the stream. I got the razor out and started shaving immediately. Mike, yes, Stankoven too. Chase this part right on no sig. Oh man. And you knew as soon as the puck went over the boards, you knew what was happening. They were gonna get it on the power play. Dana says, so I guess if it's 3-1, McDavid will just let the Cats win so that there'll be an extra game. No, it's rigged, Dana. Al says the Kings are the team that gave the Oilers the hardest time. They only lost 4 games all playoffs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, we only lost 5, right? Panthers only lost 5. It's not that big of a difference, right? Just my thought. Oh, Simon, I'm going to hope that it's going to be Billy or Luongo in that first game at home. Thomas, no 6 not going anywhere. We're not healthy enough to take him out of the lineup. And it really wasn't his fault. You know, just when you watch the power play goal, Barkov goes towards the puck carrier, and it's Reinhart and somebody else out there. I didn't see the second, but I know Reinhart was closest to Draisaitl, and they just everybody's watching, and then the puck comes this way, and they're all like, oh, crap, Draisaitl's alone at the side of the net. I wonder in those situations, if Bob's like, hey, you know, like, do the goalies ever, yell at the guys, hey, this asshole's in my crease? Trey, she wants you to shave, I bet. Donna says Donna likes it. Not that she wants me to keep it, but she likes it. Oh, there you go. Hey, thank you, Pie. Thank you. Thank you, bud. Said Verhaeghe missed our chance to win game 1. Yeah, we had a few chances. No doubt. Al says Skinner let 3 goals on 8 shots, though. Right. Thomas, no. Greer is still out for tomorrow. Greer is still out, at least for game 2. Trey, she doesn't want you to clean shave, but she wants it shorter. Yeah, mine doesn't go long. Mine just goes out like a mush. So RBJ says, if you lose game 2, do I think it's over? No. If you go down 0-2, you're going to win game 3 at home, and then game 4 is the series. At that point, game 4 is the series. So Bill says Edmonton wanted it more, but Florida better team. Edmonton wanted it more. We just got that 3-1 lead, and the second goal, Bob can't let that go in, man. It's tough. I know he was screened a little bit, but Bob's got to see. He's got to know what's going on out there on the ice, and he's got to know that he's going to have to be the difference maker. He's going to have to make those more difficult saves. Edmonton's going to get chances. Trey, I know the second period I thought we were going to boat race them. I thought we were good. Sam says we looked gassed during the minutes leading up to that power play. And we've done that before, where our strategy seems to be in overtime that we come out and we expend a ton of energy in the first 5 to 8 minutes, and then if we don't score, we hold on for dear life. Amanda says, I'll guarantee a Panthers win on Friday. If not, I'll donate $100 or some memberships. Holy crap. Thank you, Amanda. And Jake will match you. Holy crap. Thank you all. Much, much, much appreciated. By the way, podcast is going to be fishing again today. I might get on my kayak. I might not wade today. I might get on the kayak. I want to see how the camera angle would be if I'm in the kayak. Holy crap. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, bud. All right. We got to win Friday. Now we definitely got to win. So, yeah, the podcast will be fishing today again. But it won't be out till a little bit later because when I'm done here, I got to go to the store, gym, come home. I'll be out there fishing maybe by 3. So we'll see, because high tide's at like 4:30. John says, guys, the fourth line was solid from game 3 versus Toronto through last night. If our fourth line can be as consistent and need up minutes, that could be key because no way Knobloch has confidence in his fourth line. Well, we miss Greer for sure. We miss Greer. Everybody has to play a little bit better. I mean, and we don't know what's wrong with Gadjevich either, too. Trey says, when Edmonton was trying to prove their toughness, we were beating the hell out of them at hockey. Yeah. Chris says, I'll match the 100 only if Jaws gets in the kayak and the Panthers win. Well, I'm getting in the kayak. You got that. I want to see what the camera angle is going to be while I'm sitting. Hopefully it's decent. Either that or maybe I'll put the head mount on. Let me see. Yeah, maybe I'll put the head mount on. Maybe I'll use the head mount for the kayak. What's this? What we got? Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, bud. Thank you, buddy. Panthers, let's help Jaws shave this year. Oh, my gosh. I don't want to shave because that means the season's over. I don't want to shave on the stream, right? Because if we win, I'm doing the recap with the beard and all of that. So that's the key. I don't want to shave on the stream. Adonis says, hey, guys, sorry about the loss, but that game was awesome. Would have loved to squeak out a win, but Edmonton worked for it. Should not have blown that lead, and Bob should have saved his second goal. Temp, that's you're speaking my language. Put Rodriguez in the fourth, Swaggy to the first, and Mackey to the second. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see it. And hopefully it works. But I don't think Maurice is going to do that. Jake said Bob made enough saves. Yeah, I mean, look, there's no one reason you point to, right? That goal was poorly timed. He was screened. It sucks. But it's still only 3-2. And we just sat back after that point and weren't really as aggressive as we had been. Jake, they need to get more. Yeah, that third period was just not okay. And what's interesting about that third period is that Edmonton was pressing. So there should have been opportunity for us to take advantage of that, especially in the first half of the period before they scored. Amanda says, we'll be all right. Take a nice breather. We're spoiled as it is. This team still has 3 or 4 solid runs in them, tweaks here and there along the way. I got you. I don't disagree. It was a tough way to lose, right? Jake says, Hockey Guy said it was one of the best hockey games he's ever watched. It was just 2 heavyweights going blow for blow. It really was. Hey, thank you, John. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, John. He says, I just hope no player guarantees a win. Why? Because when they lose, what the hell is the guarantee worth? Just words. Well, I have a feeling if we were to get down 3-0, you'd see like something from Chucky saying, I guarantee we're still going to win the series. Temp, I think we only had not many. The shots on goal in the third. We had 8 shots in the third period and overtime combined is what we had. Who's neutral? Who? Oh, I see. No, Hockey Guy's not. Yeah, he's pretty much. I don't know. I mean, I know a Hockey Guy pretty much keeps things pretty even keeled from what I've seen. You know, we'll be all right. We'll win Friday. We'll win Friday. Probably win game 3. And then we have those 2 days off. So the guys are going to get all fat and happy at the beach being at home. So we'll lose game 4. And then it's 3-game series. And they're all going to overtime. Keymaster says they need to get out of the regular season mentality of coasting late in games. Exactly. Yeah. It's a shame, man. But it's just one game. It's just the one game. Great White says, I think the Panthers win Friday. I agree. Carlos says, they still have the Cats in 6. They win the next 3, lose game 5, and win game 6 at home. Isn't that what we did with Boston? The Boston series last year. And I know Edmonton's not Boston, but I think let's see. Give me the whole thing. Second round. Let's see. Yeah, so last year we lost to Boston in game 1, and then we won game 2, 3, 4. We lost game 5, and then we won game 6. Boston beat us 5-1 in game 1 last year, and then we beat them 6-1 in game 2. Oh, I know the Oilers aren't Boston. Sure. Man, it says, let Canada enjoy this win. Cats on the pro like they always are. Yeah, we're playing with our food again, right? John says, can my heart survive 7 overtimes? No. Well, I already am through 1. 7 overtimes means to get to 7 overtimes, that means you've at least lost 3 games in overtime. You've lost 3 games in overtime. Unbelievable. It's going to be a crazy series. All right, everybody. I got to roll. Thank you all very, very much for all the super chats. Love you all. Appreciate all of the support. You guys know that. Members podcast will be out later this afternoon. And then now tomorrow, hold on. Tomorrow's stream will start at 10:30 in the morning because I got to be done by noon. I'll make a post about this as well. But tomorrow's stream has to start at 10:30 in the morning because I have to be done by noon because Matthias has his graduation tomorrow. So Kyle and I got to drive an hour to Dover for his high school graduation. So the stream's got to be earlier tomorrow. So 10:30. I'll make a post and I'll create the stream so it helps everybody remember. So we'll be done before noon. Yeah, I could write a book on just what's happened this year. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All right, Simon, I appreciate that, bud. I appreciate that, man. All right, everybody, enjoy your night off. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. It's only one game. It's only one game. Just Friday night, we'll win, and we'll have the whole weekend off to be happy about it. That's how this is going to happen. All right, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow.